The gentleman from Missouri, Mr. Luetkemeyer, who is also the chairman of the Subcommittee on National Security, is now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Welcome, Secretary Yellen. Good to see you today. As Vice Chairman of the Small Business Committee, it's disappointing that you still, almost 3 years from your statutory requirement to show up in the SBA hearing and get a report on PPP, have not done that. It's kind of amazing. You and your administration continue to pick and choose which laws you want to obey, which ones you want to ignore, so very disappointed. First question, though, deals with the World Bank. I had a conversation last week with the president of the World Bank, and he was talking about the need to increase capital. Unfortunately, that same board continues to give China preferential treatment and allows the world's second largest economy to be considered a developing nation. My question to you is, will you commit to making a capital increase conditional on graduating China for World Bank assistance and not allowing Beijing's voting power increasing their voting power at the institution?
So let me first say, we're not looking for a capital increase at this time for the World Bank. We do believe—
I'm not saying you did. I'm saying that the president of the World Bank— if that gentleman with the camera would get out of the way, please. Thank you. If, you know, they're looking to do that. So my comment is, let's don't do that unless you can get China, who wants to also increase their share, in a corner and not allow them to continue to be a country that gets assistance from the World Bank when they've got the second largest economy in the world, and then allow them to increase their voting.
Well, let me say we are strongly opposed to World Bank lending to China. We've pushed the World Bank and other MDBs to reduce and eliminate their lending volume to China.
Okay, well, my comment is, we gotta work harder. We gotta make sure they don't have access to that bank. It's very important. You made a comment a minute ago that I really appreciate from the standpoint of the concern I have with AI. It is a wonderful technology. Hopefully it can do wonderful things, but it can also be used for some bad stuff. As we saw with Silicon Valley, social media and the 24-hour news cycle, suddenly within 10 hours had $42 billion run out of the bank as a result of a tweet and social media following that around. AI could do the very same thing, and I'm concerned about that and have got some bills to address that. Haven't got a hearing on them yet, but hopefully that will happen soon. Along the lines, though, you talked about FSOC's role in these three banks and how you were able to help resolve the situation. My question to you is, what has FSOC done to fix the situation with these banks that are upside down with their interest rate? And their business models are off. They should be regulated differently. They should be forced to change how they're operating. Are you doing that?
Well, the responsibility for supervision of these banks and regulation rests with the banking agencies.
I agree with that, Madam Secretary. The problem is you, as the chairman, are overseeing the comptroller, also have the ability to go in and change these business models. Are you doing that with the national banks that you oversee?
Well, the OCC is an independent agency within Treasury. The FSOC is trying to understand and discusses the extent to which—
Madam Secretary, FSOC has got a tremendous amount of control over this. They can dictate how these things are done, how regulatory attitudes are toward situations. My question is, are you taking an active role in trying to get the banking models that are upside down and beyond the norm, are you getting them back in order?
I would say that this is a responsibility, the supervision of interest rate risk and liquidity risk is a responsibility of the banking agencies. And
well, I agree, but you oversee the banking agencies, so I'm hoping that you have some directions to those agencies to allow them.
We do not oversee the agencies. We identify risks and sometimes make recommendations to agencies about actions that they should take.
Well,
and they do have frameworks for managing liquidity, capital, and interest rate risk.
I got one more question to ask you here very quickly. Last week, Chairman McKinney, Mr. Jordan Ms. Arzinga and I sent a letter to FinCEN Director Gacke highlighting how FinCEN, an agency created to promote our national security, was using its authorities to target law-abiding citizens with countervailing political views. These allegations are reminiscent of Obama administration's Operation Choke Point, where I spent years investigating as a chair for the institution subcommittee. I'm just very concerned about that. We're going to have Chairman Gacke, our Director Gacke, in our committee very soon, and we're going to ask her about her involvement with you and your response to that.
The gentleman's time has expired. The secretary is directed to respond to that question in writing if she could.
Yes, I will.
Thank you.